Peace. Ugh. Think fast. Just had a thought about like with me being in Louisiana, the whole situation with LA being the third eye or first eye chakra, and then starting to feel like Louisiana is like the root chakra of the United States in essence. And in its shadow aspect and in its light aspect, with gambling and that vibe being allowed, the drinking vibes, like, go ahead and even if it kills you, you know what I'm saying? Again, polarizing, you know what I'm saying? But root chakra vibes nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? You're able to get into a strip club at a young age in New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? On the sexual vibes, you know what I'm saying? Again, that root chakra. Matter of fact, it was said that the second Marie Laveau's daughter, kind of was running a brothel in essence. Matter of fact, that the politicians and stuff would come to, you know. Which, matter of fact, not to get deep into that, because I got to do a video on that. But reason why I thought about this too, and just seeing the different aspects of how, because I'm able to, being consciously aware of myself, I'm consciously aware of the difference in my being, compared to LA and out here, and of course, whenever I'm out here, in essence, I'm more grounded, regardless, because if it's not my own house I'm in, like my apartment in Baton Rouge, then I got somebody I'm related to, or like how now I'm in my mom's crib, got the bunk bed, you know what I'm saying? But like, I have some situation to root me here in Louisiana, and not tying that to Louisiana being the root chakra. More so speaking to my own situation, but seeing how now that I've been in Louisiana for this little amount of time, like I'm getting more into my root, like I'm reintegrating some parts of my root self, some parts of my shadow self, you know what I'm saying? And those vibes kind of coming back to me in essence by being here, because matter of fact, I'm in the area, how you got like these, I forgot the name of it, but these certain areas where you create like a certain energetic imprint in certain areas, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, down to the vibe of wanting to masturbate, being back in my back in my mom's crib. Cause I'm picking up on the old teenage vibes of like, what I was doing in here before I left, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, and again, even with me sharing what I just shared, you know what I'm saying, is me being more of that my rooted self in essence, and more of a, you know, I gotta say shine and buffed up version of it, you know. Cause say for instance, like getting back to being that person that always is like, kind of outspoken with the jokes and joking, like, cause when I got into my little spiritual vibes, it was more so from the dogmatic teachings, of refraining from like kind of retracting the way I clown, you know, was like coming more so from those vibes than the fact of just, like being true to myself in essence. But I find myself getting back into that joking vibe a little more, you know, being back home, and I'm just seeing the pros and cons. Like out in LA, I was able to operate more on a business level, more on a, living life free and, a networking type of vibe, like, and more so a connection to that adventurous part of life or my being, you know what I'm saying? Because with the way LA is set up, you could put it like this: you could take I don't know how many years, and you probably won't go to every little part of LA in essence, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like the adventures, not only within the concrete jungle of it, but also you got mountains and the beach, the Pacific coast, you know what I'm saying? So you have that vibe, but coming back here, it's more of a homey, like, slowed down, like rooted, you know, things moving slower, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, nothing bad about it, because again, pros and cons is just different. Nothing right or wrong, bad or good. It's just two different things, Not certain aspects may be more beneficial than other, you know what I'm saying? But like say for instance, of course, I rather the aspect of being able to smoke my herb, how I want and where I want, in LA. But being back home, I could still smoke my herb. It's just now I can't, be out and about it. Now I gotta make sure, yeah, just make sure I'm not out and about it. Cause I caught an old construct trying to come through. It's like, nah, that don't even exist no more. And I had to cut that short before it even came out of my mouth. Matter of fact, again, that's the conscious awareness vibe. Sometimes you catch it after it comes out of your mouth. Sometimes you catch it before you say it. However, it's all good regardless. But anyway, just seeing how like say for instance, I'm feeling more of a connection to my sexual nature, more of a connection to my, matter of fact, because I just made a video about this, how sexuality and aggressiveness is like the one of the most two hardest parts of the shadow self to like integrate for most people by majority. But like I'm feeling a little vibe in that healthy aggression and that healthy sexuality, not you know uh the unhealthy vibe of it in essence. Like, and just feeling myself, again, just being more rooted and feel like my lower chakras are just kind of being integrated and worked on while being out here. you know but I definitely see like a little vibe of where, again, when I'm in LA, I'm more, a little more airy. you know Not to say that I don't ground myself in LA, and maybe that's part of the reason why I kind of hit LA in essence ungrounded, because they probably got like, in essence, it kind of got a strong ungrounded vibe in essence. You think about, to a certain extent, where everybody quote unquote chasing their dreams, dream and dreams, chasing their dreams. You know what I'm saying? But everybody chasing their dreams, quote unquote, in LA, create a collective. And for whether chasing it in the negative sense of it, or not even chasing it but achieving it, you know what I'm saying? But is a dream realm nonetheless. Everybody like not extremely pessimistic in Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? In vibes of making it in some way, form, or fashion. So that collective, is also, I feel, what works, the energy that works on it. But I feel though, as a landmass though, it's also like energetically, giving off that vibe. That's why, again, why they felt it was a good place to put Hollywood. Basically the place that tries to control, the whole world's brain in essence. Because everybody into Hollywood, like, Japanese, like when you go to LA, you see people, foreigners from all over, like, Hollywood. So you definitely got that aspect. And in Louisiana, matter of fact, back around the guns, because I'm getting that lesson though, like say for instance, because I'm one that don't promote guns in the essence of being one with my God self, and knowing that the energy got me, because I walk in for a quote unquote, I ain't gonna say that, I'm gonna say in a righteous manner, righteous reason, but more so I walk along the line in tune with source, and source's objective for what's going on earth right now. So to a certain extent, by being in alignment with source, you kind of become, you know, untouchable in the sense of as long as you align with, you know, to a certain extent, you could say, for lack of a better word, the agenda of source. Then, you know, you protect it in essence. But being back in Louisiana, you know, this is the vibe. You know, people like their guns out here. You know, and matter of fact, cause in my house alone, like right now, I could do a little video like how the little gangsters like to do their little videos, and I got this gun and that gun. Like if I go in another room, I could definitely easily like, you know, and get my little stunt on. But you know, and to each his own on people who feel like they should show their guns and all that. But sometimes I like to show my gun. You know, it is what it is. But you know, connecting back with that vibe of acceptance, because that's another thing, you know, accepting, you know, your shadow self, accepting, you know, there's some parts of yourself that you're gonna be able to transmute and integrate. Some parts you just gotta love, you know what I'm saying, without integrating it, you know what I'm saying, in essence. You know, just love it and give it that attention with your consciousness, but you're not trying to really be that way in essence, you know what I'm saying? But and what I mean, like, you know, like everybody has the killer within them, you know what I'm saying? Acknowledge that you know you got a killer within you, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean go around killing people, you know, and acting upon it. You know, just integrating that shadow self instead of running from it, because that's when the killer comes out of people. Is when they run from the aspect of like their curiosity about, say for instance, killing or whatever. You know, that's why a lot of us as indigo children, you know, which, you know, children who are claimed to be, you know, with a certain high spiritual aspect, for lack of a better word, you know, are just a certain connection a little more than normal, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the symptoms of being an indigo child is kind of in essence like not say like dissecting animals or like, you know, like trying to go within a roach or ant or a frog, you know what I'm saying? Like in essence, like killing life or like harming life, you know, to try to find out more though, you know, in essence, you know. But you see that aspect that kind of comes out of us as a kid in essence, you know, or as a child or as a youngster or as a youth, you know, whatever. I think about when somebody told me the word kid stand for a young goat, which, you know, Capricorn. Right, I put a joke. But I just smoked a little herb, so you know I'm kind of. And again, I'm back with my facetious vibe, so you know. But I won't let it take away the information in that sense, you know. I won't turn it into a stand-up comedy session, and you know, the information comes second, which it depends on how I'm feeling though. I keep it real. I'm being in the now, you know. But you're always gonna learn something from it, nonetheless. But again, just sharing the vibe of how seeing within my journey, you know what I'm saying, like the connection for LA to LA, you know, where, you know, Louisiana, or should I say being in LA, connecting with that first eye chakra that LA is, you know what I'm saying, and like feeling the kind of lighty, flighty vibe of LA, you know what I'm saying, and then being here and seeing both times, cause now I done handle my like doing videos from Baton Rouge to Opelousas to, you know, San Bernardino and that area, LA, and then back home to Louisiana again. And again, I'm seeing a vibe of just being strongly rooted when I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more fearless because I felt out there in Cali, you know, whether for whatever reason, you know, because I did feel like my root chakra, you know, I need to work on my root chakra, and I had like some type of you know, fear steeping in, and whether it was kind of coming in from whatever vibrations was around or whatever, I still attracted it in some way, form, or fashion, you know. So having that vibe, you know, just feeling flighty, you know, and also the vibe of where anybody could be anybody on the aspect of like, you got all this, pretentiousness in LA, compared to back home where put it like this, and there's no knock to nobody, you know what I'm saying, but the pretentiousness back in Louisiana, or this maybe kudos to the people in LA, you know what I'm saying, on how good of actors a lot of people are, but out here, if somebody was trying to hide something from me, they're not really good at hiding like how people in LA could be good at hiding it, you know what I'm saying? Like where you got all kind of, like it's literally like X-Men in LA. Like bullshit aside, all jokes aside, like, you call yourself psychic and this and that, or you think you a magician, or you go to LA. Test your skills out, and just in the joking manner of that, but compared to here where is people, not only because wolves in sheep clothing almost aren't even allowed because it's so family oriented, in our little small towns and little cities, you know what I'm saying? Like, say for my city, Opelousas, like we all know everybody, like everybody in the city know Carre is back home. In that sense, you know what I'm saying? Like it's and not to say like I'm popular like that either, but just on the vibe of just that's how small the city is with a population of what, probably at least 20,000 by now, I'm pretty sure, at least. But everybody kind of know everybody. But with that vibe though, the perpetrators, it's hard to have the perpetrators come in. But then you see though, at the same time, like as much as a say for instance somebody like whether it's a gentrification or whatever, you start to see like the pros and cons of situations where say for instance like where you got even though they don't have the gentrification vibes and this and that, but you do have like the dangerousness from my own ignorance in that sense, you know what I'm saying? With the brethren shooting at each other, all these type of vibes, you know. But and pros and cons, But definitely feel like more of a, tribal, outsiders allowed type of vibe back home, And again, I'm from here, so maybe that's just me, just like, I miss this, type of vibe, But definitely is a little difference. But I digress, But which, even though I made this a thing fast, getting back to that vibe, if I feel the urge to talk longer and things keep connecting as I'm talking, and it's gonna keep connecting, and I'm gonna keep talking. But I feel like basically, because it was just a quick thought of just like, dang, like I'm just noticing, the difference of like what gets nurtured while I'm out here and what's get nurtured while I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? Like less of the ancestral voodoo type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? In LA, you know what I'm saying? But you got more vibes of spirituality in general out there. You know what I'm saying? Where you got more crystal shops. More of like the yoga spots, you know what I'm saying? Temples for meditation, things of that nature. But then back home, though, even though it lacks all of the temples, crystal spots, this and that, you just got the raw connection of just being around a place where where the roots is heavy, you know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of literally from the people to having a lot of trees and plant life around you, so the roots is heavy even in that manner as well, you know what I'm saying? The roots. Matter of fact, and thinking the roots, because in essence, like, and I forgot which video I did where I showed like how the Garden of Eden, because the nervous system is like roots. But in essence, like the brain could be seen on the inverse level. It's like a root, you know, because it's like the brain stem goes down, you know, and when you think of like getting to a system where, you know, like the brain has this how can I say, like all the different neurons scattered out like a little you know, like a root system in essence. But I digress. Before I try to go into something else, I call myself aspects of my shadow self that I have to love, integrate. Players mess up too sometimes. It's all good, but that's basically it, y'all. Peace. Happy now. Now is a vibrative course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now.